TV movie.
And the scandal that rocked her marriage.
He put his freedom on the line.
To Entertainment Tonight, whatever happened to TV's favorite stars? She played Wonder Girl to Lynda Carter's Wonder Woman. Today, Deborah Winger is married to actor Arliss Howard and still making movies.
Her Wonder Woman bracelets could deflect bullets, but in real life, nothing could stop the controversy that surrounded Lynda Carter's personal life. Her husband's legal crisis put this one-time Hollywood sex symbol back into the headlines.
For a lot of people, my husband was really a hero because he didn't take the easy way out. He put his freedom on the line to stand up for what he believed in.
Lynda's happy home life was shattered when her lawyer husband, Robert Altman, was caught up in a banking fraud scandal in Washington, D.C.
I've seen both sides. I've been up and I've been down. I've been in and I've been out.
Though falsely accused, Robert considered accepting a plea bargain in order to spare his wife and children the public scandal. But Lynda wouldn't hear of it.
What would you do if we weren't around? He said, well, I'd tell him to go themselves. And I said, well, that's what we're going to do.
She spent 3 seasons as the superhuman superwoman who could deflect bullets and beat up the bad guys on TV. Before landing the part, the former Miss USA struggled to make a career in Hollywood. Then a producer for Wonder Woman saw some footage of her and gave her the role that changed her life forever.
My agent called me when I had $25 left in my bank account, and he said, hello, Wonder Woman. Oh, my goodness, I haven't put these on in years.
Lynda played Wonder Woman until 1979, and though the show didn't last long, Lynda knew as early as 1981, when she did her first E.T. interview, she and the role would be forever linked.
You wouldn't be sitting here talking to me today if I hadn't done it, and they wouldn't be watching. So I think that I'll always have that tag on me, and that's okay. I think it's something to be proud of.
But while her working life was wonderful, her personal life was not. She divorced her first husband, manager Ron Samuels, in 1982, and had a knee-jerk reaction.
I had vowed men off completely. I said, that's it. I don't want to date anybody. I just want to work and do my, thing. But that didn't last too long.
About 6 months after the marriage broke up, Lynda met Robert, a Washington, D.C. attorney and political insider. They married in 1984, and Lynda was soon caught up in the whirl of the nation's capital.
There were a lot of opportunities to talk to such interesting people about, interesting things that were happening in the country, and to sit next to the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Defense or the President or it was ultimately very intellectually challenging.
But when her husband and his partner, Washington power broker Clark Clifford, became embroiled in the BCCI banking scandal of the late 80s and early 90s, many people who had once sought the couple out shut them out, with some notable exceptions.
Marilyn Quayle called me, and she had read an article where people in Washington were shunning me and blah, blah, blah. She called and she invited me to lunch at the Occidental, which is right in the heart. It's where all the press and it's who's who in Washington. It's right down from the Capitol and across from the White House and all of that. And she invited me and about 6 friends to lunch. And the next day it was in the newspaper. And I called her and I said, I'm so sorry that it was in the newspaper. I hope it doesn't cause you. And she said, Lynda, duh. Who do you think put it there?
During the trial, Lynda was there in the courtroom supporting her beleaguered husband.
I shot daggers at the prosecution. Evil eye.
The trial dragged on for 5 months.
That 5 months was just the prosecution's case. And when it came time for my husband to put on a defense, he didn't put on any. They just did a closing statement. And he was acquitted in a very short time. And it was all nonsense. The whole thing was that they had in their sights some very sexy people. TV star wife, Clifford, the great Washington icon, blah, blah, blah. And it was just too sexy to resist with the tabloid mentality now of newspapers. And And so the train had left the station before anybody could really look at what they were doing.
Besides standing by her man through his legal woes, Lynda fought personal battles. In 1998, she checked herself into alcohol rehab, though Lynda chooses to be quiet about her experience.
It's something I have not made a decision to discuss yet.
Now Lynda still makes the occasional TV movie, but decided she'd much rather stay at home with her 2 children, 12-year-old James and 10-year-old Jessica.
The golden moments are just too good to it's not wasted time to do another series, but I want to wait until they really don't want to be around me much to go back to full-time work. The tiara, see, it looks very unglamorous.
And while Lynda focuses on her family and the future, she does have one special room devoted to her past.
And then this is the golden lasso of truth. Oh God, I wish I had that, and I wish it really worked.
Coming up.